Okay. Good morning, everyone. Today, welcome to in our listening class for today. And I want to check your attendance list first before we begin the lesson. For Muammar Hamidi, are you here?
Yes, ma'am.
Suci, are you here?
Present, ma'am.
Muhammad Pujian,
Yes, ma'am.
Handiseka Putri.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Now, before we go to our new lesson, I want to review our previous lesson. So, you know, what are the difference between present and present? You know it?
May I, ma'am?
Yes, please, Suchi.
So the word present means a gift, and present is a verb that means to give something to someone and to submit something for others' consideration.
Yep, that's true. Good job. Now I will pronounce this word and you need to hear and find the stress pattern. Beautiful, China, table. Now I want you to mention it for the answer. Okay? Can you find the answer?
The stress and the beautiful is on the beauty, ma'am.
Okay, that's correct. How about the others?
The stress on China is in Chai, ma'am.
Okay, how about table? Okay.
Is it on the T, ma'am? Table?
Yes, T-A-B. That is the T, table, table. Okay,
Yes.
now I want to introduce our today's lesson, our new lesson about intonation that are rising and falling intonation. Now I want to share the PPT for you. Okay, now you can see the screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we first to know about what is intonation. Intonation is a feature of the language pronunciation. So pronunciation is includes stress, rhythm, connected speech as accent. As a result, we can define intonation as the way we use speech or our voice to convey specific meaning and attitude. So this relate with our previous lesson. It's about stress. And we know about rising and falling intonation. People usually using falling and rising intonation in question, definite, and clarifying. Rising intonation describe how the pitch of the voice rises over time, and the falling intonation referring how the pitch change over time. So I will ask you, and you need to determine the falling and rising intonation with these few sentences what I said. I can't believe he gave you a ride home. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. Can you guess where is the falling intonation?
The second example, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. That's correct. Now, how about the falling intonation?
The falling, ma'am.
It is in the first example, ma'am.
Yes, thank you. And we will I will give you some tips how to recognize the intonation. It's about rising and intonation, rising and falling intonation. So rising intonation describe how the voice rises at the end of the sentence. Rising intonation is usually in yes/no question. When we ask question, we also usually adopt the rising intonation pattern. As a result, the pitch of our voice tend to rise. High energy emotion like happiness, excitement, and usually used in a rising intonation. So for the following intonation, describe how the voice fall on the final stress syllable of a phrase or a fall intonation is very common in what, when, where, who, whose, why, and how question. These questions are used to ask about specific qualities, time, place, and so on. So we use fall intonation when we say something definite or when we want to be very clear about something. We talk about the English meaning of the intonation, but really talking about the use of the rhythm in speech. So maybe you can read this PPT, I think. Okay, now I will you will hear some recording and guess the intonation. Can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Now I want you to hear this recording and guess where is the rising and falling intonation.
You called her to say we were coming, didn't you?
So I will play it again so you can hear it clearly, right?
You called her to say we were coming, didn't you?
Okay. For this sentence, is it rising or falling?
Raising, ma'am.
It's rising, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. That's correct. And for the number one, and number two, I mean,
You don't know what I'm talking about, do you?
okay, I will repeat it again.
You don't know what I'm talking about, do you?
Is it falling intonation?
It is falling intonation, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. It's
Yes.
spelling intonation.
Thank you. That's correct. Now we begin in our practice and drill, and I will divide you into several groups. So maybe Laras with Handis and Paujan with Hamid. So I want you to analyze the rising and falling intonation with your groups and fill this true or false question in the PPT. Maybe I will share it now again. Okay, you can fill this true or false exercise and hear this recording. There is 4 exercise for you, and you can fill this true or false exercise based on what you hear in the recording. Okay. Okay. For number 1, I will just repeat it for 3 times.
Are you with me? Are you with me? Are you with me?
Okay, for the next, it's number 2. You may hear it.
Nigel and Mark are getting married? Nigel and Mark are getting married? Nigel and Mark are getting married?
Number 3.
This is Japanese, isn't it? This is Japanese, isn't it? This is Japanese, isn't it?
Okay. For the last is number 4. You can hear it.
This is Japanese, isn't it? This is Japanese, isn't it?
Okay. You can discuss with your partner now, and you can tell me about the answer. So are you done with your result? Now, I just want representative for each group to state the result. For number 1 is true. What? Let me see. For the repeat again. For number 1, is it true or false?
True, ma'am.
True, ma'am. The sentence
Yeah.
has a rising tone.
And number 2, is it true or false?
False.
False, ma'am.
Okay. For number 3, it's true or false?
False, ma'am.
Thank you.
False,
That's
ma'am.
correct. And for the last number is number 4. Is it true or false?
False, ma'am.
False, ma'am.
It's also false, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. You really did a great job today. And I think this is the end of our class today. And could you share some of your present understanding about this material?
May I, ma'am?
May,
Oh, yes, please, Suchi.
So the pitch of the voice rises over time, which is known as rising intonation. The term falling intonation refers to how the pitch changes over time, ma'am.
Okay, that's correct. How about the others?
may I, ma'am?
Yes, please.
I'm sorry, Hamid, you are mute.
Okay, sorry. Intonation refers to the raising and lowering of someone's voice when talking. In other words, intonation refers to rising and falling of the voice. That's
Okay,
it, ma'am.
thank you. So I think you understand about intonation, and maybe I give you some assignment. Maybe I can write down in the chat box, or maybe you can find authors examples of rising and falling intonation in internet. I think that's all. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank you, ma'am.
ma'am.
See you.